Now remember, class, you must do the movement. Swish and flick, and don't forget the spell. Wingardium Leviosa. Now let's try it out.
Wingardium Leviosa.
No. Stop. You're saying it wrong.
What? Wingardium Leviosa.
It's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Saw.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
We'll allow it.
We're talking about spells today.
Yes, today D&D. We'll talk in D&D spells.
Spells.
Yeah, spells specifically.
Obviously, there's hundreds and hundreds of spells out there.
Plenty of spellcaster.
Plenty of spell clasters out there.
It's a class
It's
and a cast
yeah.
put together. Well, there's a bunch of spellcasting classes you could choose from. Well, today we're going to focus on two.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Bard and Jaxie here. Oh, by the way, we didn't introduce ourselves. We're Jaxie and Angel.
Yeah. we're from, the Drink and Drive podcast.
Yeah, we're from the Drink and Drive podcast. And, spells.
Yeah, and spells. Yep.
So that's today's...
Spells is our focus today on
yeah.
Drink and Drive.
Yeah,
There you go.
As we talk D&D.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing the Bard,
Yeah.
and Jaxie's doing...
The kind of a druidic theme.
Spell list. And honestly, we didn't really have much of an idea of how to go about this. We're kind of just...
We just pick and chose some spells to
that
talk
we
about.
And do you want to go first, or should I? I think you got your stuff out first. So.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to start off with, cantrips.
Yeah.
I only got one cantrip that was, I thought it was cool. I mean, there was a lot of spells for me to choose from as a druid class, because druids are really cool and they do a lot of stuff.
They're ridiculous after a certain level.
At a certain level, they're a danger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But one of the cantrips that I like is called Infestation.
Ooh,
Yeah, from the book of Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is a conjuration spell.
Mm-hmm.
It takes one action and is in the range of 30 feet. And pretty much...
30 feet?
Yeah,
As a cantrip?
that's what it says.
Holy
range,
shit.
30 feet.
Wait, the range is 30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So, the
No,
further
that's good.
away, obviously.
I thought it was I don't know why, my head just went 30-foot radius of I was like, oh shit.
A cantrip?
Yeah.
No.
No, the range
No.
is 30 feet.
Pretty much says you cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature you can see within the 30-foot range.
Mm-hmm.
The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or it takes 1d6 poison damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction. And obviously the spell's damage increases when you reach 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level.
Well, that's actually not bad.
Yeah. So it's a nice little cantrip that you can start using.
I mean, I guess my question is, how would you if you were in a combat situation or a social situation, how would you envision using a spell like this?
I think if you let's say that so you're in a party and you're going against this one, let's say this one villain,
right,
and he's trying to strike one of your party members that are unconscious or they're really low on HP.
right,
You can cause this infestation and momentarily distract them, or kind of swarm them in a way so that they get distracted. So then it's
cantrip. And also, it's a little situational, but it does has its uses.
Or either that, or just in general, I feel like Infestation is more of a distraction spell.
Yeah, I mean, it does a little bit of damage, but a
little bit.
I feel like most, if you're in a city or something, and just somebody's just bugs just start coming out of everywhere, people are gonna be a little bit distracted. I feel
distracted, and then maybe a touch of intimidation.
True, depending on how you want to go about it.
Depending on how you use it, or who you're facing, or who's around you.
Yeah, maybe you have a bard in the party who will give you a little bardic inspiration there, and
make the little insects fly in a certain.
Make that make that little bardic inspiration to your intimidation.
Yeah.
Just a little.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that can go into that was my first spell to talk about.
Yeah.
So that leads into what you had.
We'll just do this back and forth.
Yeah. Back and forth.
For cantrips, I picked one that I feel like it's it's kind of like basic for a bard.
Okay.
But it's also like the reason why is because it's just so good.
Yeah.
Vicious Mockery. Obviously.
Yeah.
You're literally just talking shit to your opponent or to your target. And does psychic damage, which is pretty rare. Not many creatures out there have a buffer against or resistance to psychic damage, so that's just a good little damage, like a little bit of damage you could throw at them, and also you give them. Oh, so let me read it right here. So you unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range.
Yep.
And the range is 60 feet. If this target, if the target can hear you, though it need not understand you. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh.
You literally could just talk shit to a dog. Well,
anything.
Anything, basically. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take a d4 psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
It just gets butt hurt.
Basically, yeah, it's butt hurt, and it's just like gonna kick a can.
Just like, I don't like that.
I don't like that. I don't like it when you call me stinky.
Call me a butthead. I don't like that. Yeah.
And then as you level up, the d4 is the damage is increased by 2d4 by 5th level, 3d4 by 11th level, and on 17th level you get 4d4 damage.
That'd be really funny using.
Which it's not really meant for a damage spell, but it's being able to make your target get disadvantage on an attack roll.
Yeah.
Is pretty clutch and really just plays more into the fact that bards are very supportive.
So that's kind of what you would use it in a situation to have your opponent have disadvantage.
Yeah, basically
especially when it's in a tight situation.
Yeah, especially if I know this guy's rolling some crazy numbers. I'm like, look, anything I can do to make you roll that dice a second time and get potentially a lower number, I want to take it. And it's a cantrip, so you could just do it.
Next turn, boom.
Yeah, basically.
And it takes an action, right?
Yeah, just one action.
Yeah, just one.
Instantaneous.
Not bad.
Wisdom save. Right.
Is that all for your cantrip?
That's my cantrip. What about you?
I'm gonna go up to level 1 spells.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I only had 2 level 1 spells. The first one here is Fog Cloud. That comes straight out from Player's Handbook.
Yeah.
It's also a conjuration spell and has a range of 120 feet. And it's a concentration spell up to an hour. So it's a while to cast a cloud, Pretty much, you create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within a range. So just whatever spot you want to cast it on within your, radius. And it lasts until, it lasts for the duration of the spell or until, a wind or a greater spell, nullifies it in a way. So, let's see here. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the radius of the fog increases by 20 feet for each slot level. So each slot level, pretty much, you could cast a fog spell up to 60, 80 feet if it's that far ahead.
And I feel like it's got to be almost thematic. I don't know. How would you use this spell?
Let's see. So if you're trying to trap an opponent on a limited space, so if they're backed up against a wall, or if they're in a tiny, not tiny, in a small room, you could cast it, and then they'd be obviously if they don't have dark vision. Let's say if they don't have if they do have dark vision, you probably wouldn't use it obviously because they could just see right through.
Okay.
But if they don't, trap them in there, fire some spells in there with your other party members.
Are the party members able to see through the fog cloud or no?
I don't know. It doesn't really say.
Because I feel like.
But I feel like if you use a little bit of common sense, though, they can go in blindly and maybe fire a spell, not go into the fog, obviously, because that's bad.
Still, though, being able to blind your opponent for a moment is still nice.
Plus,
and gives you a chance to set something up.
Yeah, you could either set something up, or you have enough time to, let's say if somebody's almost unconscious, they're on that 1 or 2 hit point level, get a, healing wound or a greater potion. Well, not greater potion, just healing potion.
Yeah.
Just something to boost them up, like a quick little, break.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Otherwise, I'm just going to be rolling disadvantage on whatever.
Right.
If it's like melee, anything dependent on sight, which I mean a lot of things are dependent on sight,
right.
It's going to be some sort of disadvantage. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a bit of like a give and take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was just like a nice little, like, I feel like they'd use it a lot.
Yeah.
So
it definitely is like situationally good. And I feel like you could also use it for like social interactions too. Outside of just combat and mechanics, you could...
If you want to like disappear,
I feel like having like a druid kind of like in the woods, and then like have this fog kind of like following them around, or like them just like kind of I don't know. It definitely paints a picture.
Well, they can escape easily too if they really want. Like if they don't want to be seen by somebody, like
or maybe you just use it to like make it look like I don't know. Maybe you're just trying to be
like
creepy
intimidation
or
again?
intimidation. I mean, there's things you could do. I don't know. I'm just going straight intimidation for some reason, but
that could work too, though.
Yeah. There's definitely things you could do with that spell.
So that was a quick little spell.
Yeah. I guess I'll pick a first level 2.
Yeah. If you want. Otherwise, I got another one if you want me to talk about it.
I think I'm kind of like debating between 2 also.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you got another one, go ahead.
You got yours out, though?
I do have mine out.
Okay, go ahead and talk
I think
about
I'll go... All right. So, my spell is another enchantment. This one's from also the Player's Handbook. It's basic hour over here. But
yeah.
It's really good. Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. It's a 30-foot range. Concentration up to a minute. Okay. Wisdom save. A creature of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter if this spell affects it.
Nice.
The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected.
Oh.
At the end of each of its turns and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. The target has advantage on the saving throw if it is triggered by damage. On a success, the spell ends. So you're basically keeping your target on the ground, laughing uncontrollably, which will
pretty much,
in a combat situation, that's going to be good for your melee guys to basically come up and
so they don't have to like
damage, because whenever you're attacking somebody prone with melee, you get advantage,
especially when they're prone too.
Yeah, and of course at the cost of like potentially the spell ending soon, but that's some free damage you could basically get in there. Mm-hmm. And there's always
especially when they got low HP too.
Yeah, it's a good way to just like incapacitate something, and I mean that's just always good. If you need something to just stop, just stop.
Like no, that's enough.
Yes, just toss a quick little limerick and
yeah,
and yeah, a dirty limerick. There you go. That's how I would use it. And otherwise, if you just want to make somebody laugh uncontrollably for distraction, also good for that too.
Well, yeah, that too.
And they're gonna be just uncontrollably laughing for a while, at least a minute.
You like have like the most horrible joke ever, but if it succeeds,
yes, and it is hideous laughter. So it's
hideous.
like it's that nasty kind of laugh, It's like there's like snot coming out. And shit.
Oh yeah,
like it's just I don't know why the snot and mucus are coming out, but yeah,
they're all spitting.
It's bad. It's real bad. All right, that's my
level 1 spell.
Level 1.
Alrighty. You want me to go next then for this? For level 2?
Oh, you want to go straight level 2?
Yeah, let's go to level 2.
Okay.
So, my level 2 spell is Summon Beast.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's
a friend, yeah.
Yeah. It's a conjuration spell, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's concentration up to 1 hour, and you can call forth a bestial spirit and manifest in an unoccupied space that you can see within a 90-foot range. So if you see it within 90 feet, I guess. And when you cast the spell, you can choose an environment, air, land, or water. And the creature resembles an animal of your choice that is native to the chosen environment.
That's pretty dope.
Which is pretty nice.
I would kind of have to be on the DM then, or something. Or maybe you would need to know.
It's, I kind of got it here. It's like, it has like a basic stat of like a bestial spirit, but
just a random, okay.
I think it also depends on the environment too. True. And that's why I feel like it's kind of half DM, half player.
Probably something that you and your DM could talk about, like, hey,
pre-session.
Yeah, pre-session, basically.
Like, hey, if I cast this spell, what do I get?
Yeah. What
What kind of
could I
stats?
work with, basically?
Yeah, but it could really go into play. Like,
Yeah.
it's extra damage.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Otherwise, you just have like a nice little friend.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to an hour.
It's very therapeutic.
Up to an hour.
Yeah, up to an hour.
This is my therapy session
That's
with
an
my
hour-
porcupine.
That's an hour of just relax.
Just I'm with my spirit.
That's me and this bear right
my,
now.
my spiritual friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna fall into these bareback.
Yeah. But then, like, that's the thing. You can choose, like, if you're in like a fight, you can choose like a less like a.
Does it have like a limit to like what kind of? Because there's like CR ratings and stuff. Is that like a thing?
A what?
A CR rating?
It doesn't.
Doesn't really say.
No, it doesn't really say on this one.
I feel like there would be like some limitation to what kind of beast you could get.
Well, yeah. I mean, depending on how big
Right.
something is,
Probably
or how vicious it is.
I imagine I don't know. Maybe it's something medium sized or large. I don't know.
I think it's medium sized.
Probably medium. It's like a dog,
Yeah, pretty much.
you know, or
But
or
I
a
mean,
small wolf.
and I feel like if it's like I don't know, if it's like once you level up, obviously, you can conjure something bigger,
Right.
just for, temporary. But I feel like it's just like extra damage that you can cast, so that's pretty nice. And you can be like, oh, summon spirit, pow, and then it's a distraction for the opponent, but then it also deals damage, or you can deal the damage next, or whatever, or you can use it as a therapy pet.
Well,
You can just summon something
basically,
all of a
yeah.
sudden, pow. You can use it for like performance, maybe, if you're like
True.
trying to put on a show. Like if you're just like, I have an invisible parrot, pow, and then just like, it's just like, okay.
Yeah, maybe. You
And
never
you
know.
can have
You
like
never
a-
know when you could get creative with it.
Yeah, you can get really creative with
Yeah.
it. It doesn't have to be in
I
combat.
would-
You can use it on a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
I would allow some sort of like if you can manage to like convince me as a DM to like maybe have this thing help you out in a social situation. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'll allow it.
Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, it really depends on how you use it, but there's a lot of uses for it.
Okay, so I'll pick a second level then.
Alrighty.
This time I'm gonna go with the Transmutation.
Okay.
So enhance ability, which is a nice little buff for your friends or yourself even. It's just an action. It's touch. It's concentration, but it lasts up to an hour.
Nice.
And it's also from the player's handbook.
Nice.
Basically, you touch a creature and bestow upon it a magical enhancement.
Cool.
Choose one of the following effects. The target gains that effect until the spell ends. So there's Bear's Endurance, which gives the target advantage on Constitution checks. Also gains 2d6 temporary hit points, which are lost when the spell ends. So that's an hour of like potentially extra little hit points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice. Bull Strength. Target has advantage on strength checks, and his or her carrying capacity doubles. Carrying capacity has never really been a thing I would worry about too much, but if you're...
Unless if you're traveling a long way and you're not
True.
on horseback or
True,
something.
so if anything, like that would maybe be like a solid hour of not having to worry about. Like maybe you can just like carry certain things easier for like that certain hour.
It also...
It wouldn't require a strength check is what I would basically use that for.
Yeah, and then and if they succeed on it, they wouldn't have to take a point of exhaustion if they're carrying a lot of
There's that too.
stuff.
That's that.
So
That's
that's kind of a
good
little
thought.
thing too. If they
thought.
yeah.
Cat's Grace. The target has advantage on dexterity checks. It also doesn't take damage from falling 20 feet or less if it's incapacitated. So you got a little bit of a monkey there.
Yeah, little nimble little thing.
Little, like you could just like go like down some buildings and be all right. And advantage on dexterity checks is pretty clutch. I mean, a lot of the core skills could really benefit.
Especially when you're like escaping somewhere or like breaking into somewhere. You know, trying to be like kind of.
Is I believe initiative would fall into that category because it's technically based on dexterity.
Yeah.
So you would basically have advantage on initiative there too. So that would be nice to get to like, if you really want to give somebody like a rogue, just like more of a chance to just like go and dish out some. I mean, rogues are also pretty dexy already though.
Yeah, but if you want like extra,
If you just want to, if you want to
like,
stack that like deck up higher, here, sure. Eagle Splendor, which gives the target advantage on charisma checks. Fox's Cunning, the target has advantage on intelligence checks. And Owl's Wisdom, the target has advantage on wisdom checks. So that's basically enhanced ability. So nice little, like, situational, depending on what it calls for. If you guys just want to have, like, a little boost to certain stats or skills, I mean. I guess stats and skill checks. It's a nice spell, honestly.
Yeah.
And I just want to be the most supporty bard out there, you know?
Supporty bard.
Yes.
Supporty bard. I'm here to help.
There you go.
Hear my song.
Starts singing.
Blessings to you from Kermit the Frog.
Oh my god. Yeah. All right. That's my.
Heal
Jesus
your wounds.
Christ.
Okay, I'll stop.
That's my second look.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus.
All right. Let's see. I think I only had. Okay. So I'll go on my level 3 spell here.
Okay.
This is Feign Death.
Ooh.
Which is a necromancy ritual spell.
Getting into that dark magic.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's a touch spell, so you gotta touch something.
Yeah, that's range.
Yeah, and the basics is you touch a willing creature, so it has to be willing, and put it into a cataleptic state that is indistinguishable from death for the spell's duration, or until you can use an action to touch the target and dismiss the spell. The target appears to be dead on all outward inspections.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if you need to play dead. Okay.
And the target has resistance to all damage except psychic.
Oh, well,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
because it's you're still
yeah,
you
Yeah.
in there. It's
Yeah.
just you're faking it right now.
yeah, pretty much. And the condition is that it's blinded, obviously. So I mean,
So you just can't see anything.
you can't see anything and incapacitated, so you can't see or do anything, which makes sense.
Damn. That would be like a nice little aha, I'm still alive. Like
Yeah.
if you wanted to just like really surprise an enemy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, depending on
Or-
the enemy though.
It depends too.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It's a bit of a roll of the dice there.
yeah. Is this a really like unique spell? I guess. Like, let's say if like one of your friends are like on the brink of death, and you want to save them, like off to the side, like, oh yeah, he's totally dead, and they look over and like and say
You just shove a
Yeah.
healing potion in them real quick and
yeah,
be like, yes,
just
I
like
need to play dead.
just play dead for a little bit so that you can survive later.
You know, there's some social situations where that could go, because who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe your bard is a scoundrel, and he's like about to get himself into some shit, and then you're trying to like find some way to like, oh god, they're trying to get a dead body or something. What do we do? Play dead. Just play dead. Just play dead.
Or you can or the trickster
Yeah, you could
way of things.
Honestly, we are leaning into that a lot for these.
Yeah,
kind of
illusions, deceptions, all that stuff.
I feel like I see what kind of characters are too.
Yeah, we both kind of like.
Yeah, we're both kind
enjoy.
of like trying to get into like some little buffoonery, some shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway. All right. So that one's cool. That was a 3rd level. I think I'm gonna jump over to.
Your 3rd level spell?
No, I think I'll jump over to
4th?
5th. So,
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'll give some honorable mentions here. So,
Hey, funny thing, my next spell is like a 5th
really?
level
That's
spell,
funny.
so it works out.
I'll give some honorable mentions. So, the suggestion spell, pretty clutch.
Yep.
Major image, pretty good for whatever distractions you need. Dimension door, awesome spell in general if you need to get out in a pinch
That's
or get someplace real
really
quick.
yeah.
But the spell I want to talk about is a 5th level enchantment called Geass.
Gosh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is a pretty gnarly spell.
Gnarly, man.
Yeah, so it does take a minute to cast.
Okay, is it a ritual spell?
No, it's just a minute.
Just okay, it's like you need a prep time.
Yeah, basically you need some prep time, and it's a range of 60 feet, and it takes 30 days. Duration's 30 days.
Okay, it takes 30 days.
Like the duration of the spell is 30 days. But basically, you place a magical command on one creature that you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as you decide.
Oh.
If the creature can understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. When the creature is charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic damage each time it acts in a manner directly counter to your instructions, but no more than once each day. A creature that can't understand you is unaffected by the spell. You can issue any command you choose, short of an activity that would result in certain death. Should you issue a suicidal command, the spell ends. You can end the spell early by using an action to dismiss it. A remove curse, greater restoration, or wish spell can also end it.
Yeah.
At higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 7th or 8th level, the duration is 1 year. When you cast the spell using a spell slot of 9th level, the spell lasts until it is ended by one of the spells mentioned above. So it could potentially last indefinitely. Until somebody like realizes what the hell's going on and like either remove curses or greater restorations or wish. Which, you know, remove curse and greater restorations are a little bit more common in the mid tier.
Yeah.
Play, but wish, that's 9th level shit. So yeah, it's nasty.
It's a nasty spell.
Yeah, you basically have an indentured servant that has
for as long as you want.
Yeah, depending on how high. Yeah.
If you keep leveling up, then
and if you
it keeps going.
Even if you make it work once, and then like by the end of that 30-day mark, you just spend like those last few like minutes.
Yeah, and then just
before the spell ends, it's like, oh hey, let me just do a little right there, you know.
I mean,
another 30 days. Yeah.
You could keep doing that on repeat.
Yeah.
Just at the end of each month, just like nope.
And then at that point, like once you get like a higher enough spell slot, you could just do it
yearly, annually,
either a year or indefinitely, depending on how high you want to go. But yeah, Geass is just a nasty little enchantment that lets you do a lot with somebody who maybe you just want to really like mess somebody's day up, month up.
Yeah.
Maybe like Screwdriver's like, okay, from now on you're gonna take orders from this person because you royally fucked them over.
And they're just like, okay.
It's just a nice little, I don't know.
Kind of a vengeance thing.
Could be. That's how I would probably see
it.
It's still like, it's also like a borderline, like, there's like, it's not like a good spell. It's kind of like you're basically bending somebody else's will.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like in this morally gray area where like,
it depends on who or what you cast it on.
Yeah, like
really.
Your reasons behind it.
That's what makes it good or bad.
Yeah, are going to reflect on your character. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's Geass. From
Interesting.
Player's Handbook. It's a good.
I like it.
Good charm spell.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about you?
Yes.
What you got?
I got the other level 5 spell I got is called Contagion.
Ooh.
And that is a necromancy spell, touch spell. Whoops. And pretty much basic is your touch inflicts disease. You make a melee spell attack against a creature within your reach, obviously.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so
you just handed out cancer.
yeah. At the end of each of the poison target's turn, the target must make a Constitution saving throw. If the target succeeds on 3 of the saves, it's no longer poison. So it has to make 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it has to make pretty much like a death save, but it's a poison save.
Oh my god. Okay.
If the target fails 3 of the saves, the target is no longer poisoned, but you can choose a disease that it suffers.
You get to choose like a couple different. Oh my god.
You can choose from a few of them. So one of them is blinding sickness. Pain grips the creature's mind, and its eyes turn milky white. The creature has disadvantage on wisdom checks and wisdom saving throws and is blinded.
Oh no.
Another disease is Filth Fever.
Okay.
A raging fever sweeps through the creature's body. The creature has disadvantage on strength checks, strength saving throws, and attack rolls that use strength.
Yeah,
so it slows down their body pretty much.
That would be nasty if you like make that work on a giant.
Yeah.
Those things are like strong as hell, and they're just...
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's more here. So one of them is called Flesh Rot.
Oh, that's bad already.
The creature's flesh decays. The creature has disadvantage on charisma checks and vulnerability to all damage. So everything.
No! That's terrible.
Everything. Mind Fire. Yeah, there's more.
I love these names.
I know, right? The creature's mind becomes feverish. The creature has disadvantage on intelligence checks and intelligence saving throws, and the creature behaves as if under the effects of a confusion spell during combat.
Oh, damn. Oh, no.
Seizure!
It's just called seizure?
Yeah. The creature is
Jesus.
overcome with shaking. The creature has disadvantage on dex checks, dex saving throws, and attack rolls that use dex. And the last one is Slimy Doom, which is the worst. And
Is it?
I think it is. It's disgusting.
Okay.
Pretty much,
Why?
the creature begins to bleed uncontrollably.
Okay.
The creature has disadvantages on Constitution checks, Constitution saving throws.
No.
In addition, whenever the creature takes damage, it is stunned until the end of its next turn.
Oh my god, that is... Oh,
Yeah.
that is awful.
Yeah, that's Contagion.
Oh
So,
my god.
it is bad. So pretty much, it gets poisoned right away for like the first
Right.
three turns, and say like if it fails.
If it fails those poison... Like, wait, how does that work again?
Okay, so pretty much, okay. At the end of the target's turn, they must make a Constitution saving throw.
Right.
If they succeed, it's no longer poisoned, so the spell goes away pretty much.
Okay.
So when you first touch it, and let's say like you succeed, that means it's poisoned, like just like
Right.
it has
So
poison damage.
okay, so you're going to want that thing to fail 3 con saves.
Yes, because if it does
Okay.
fail 3 con saves, then it's bad news for them, and that's when you choose whatever else the spell does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you choose, and then whatever comes with that.
I feel like if
disease
you
spell.
really like plan this out and find a way to give your target disadvantage on a con save for whatever reason,
Yeah.
that would be like you talking with your group and making like a plan about what you
Right.
got.
Right.
And if you're able to pull that thing off, honestly, any one of those like diseases is pretty clutch.
Yeah.
And
Well, it all has disadvantage on
any
certain...
main stat.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. So if you're like, oh, I want to do a disadvantage
It's like
on
the
Dex,
opposite
or...
of enhanceability, but like you're dying. You're dying.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, pretty
Oh
much.
my god, that is nasty, Jackson.
That is that's what I'm saying. It's a nasty spell.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Dude.
Fifth, and that's only 5th level Contagion spell. So I mean, like
Alright.
you can, beef it up, I guess, if you want.
True. Okay, I guess I should pick another spell then.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the end of my spell list.
Oh
by
yeah.
the way.
I don't know
So-
if I could top that, but You know what? I'm gonna draw from my 9th level pool here.
Okay.
So
okay. We're going to the top. All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go right to the top. So
Sure. Resurrection. No. I'm
No,
just kidding.
actually, I decided I would pick a spell called Psychic Scream.
Psychic Scream. Is this like black metal?
Something like it, basically. it basically is that. It's just black metal, but in your brains, and it's attacking you. And yeah, it's just messing you up there. So
I summon Opeth.
okay, so it only takes 1 action to cast.
Oh.
It's 90 feet,
Okay.
and it's instantaneous, and you have to make an intelligence save, and it's from the Xanathar's Guide.
Okay.
So you unleash the power of your mind to blast the intellect of up to 10 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. So the range is 90 feet. That's pretty
that can
big.
be a lot of people, yeah.
Creatures that have an intelligence score of 2 or lower are unaffected, which are basically going on like borderline, just like less than beasts.
Yeah,
Like,
if you have like a swarm of
yeah.
creatures, I guess.
You're going to find more things above a 3 more common than not, I feel.
Yeah.
So it's good, especially like if you use this on a spellcaster. My God, like a wizard,
yeah.
Jesus. But I can't spell. Each target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 14d6 psychic damage and is stunned. On a successful
It's
save,
dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, like their brain hurts so much they just can't do anything. On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and it isn't stunned. If the target is killed by this damage, its head explodes, assuming it has one. Now, a stunned target can make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a successful save, the stunning effect ends. So, I mean, talk about a fucking, like, mind-blowing guitar riff. Like as
like
a bard,
it's so. I say it's so epic that your brain melts.
This is your face just melts right off.
That was so epic.
I'm basically thinking like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's called death metal.
Yeah, that's death metal.
That is death metal right there.
Psychic scream. I mean, this is the kind of bang I want from a 9th level spell though.
Yeah,
10 targets, potentially 10 exploded heads.
That's what you do though. You take out your flute. And
you just played the sickest note on there,
the sickest jazz flute that you've ever done.
You just go crazy and you just blow everybody's brains out.
It'd be so funny. You pick like the bagpipes or something.
Oh my god!
Let me tell you a story, laddies, and then you just brains melt, and you're like, yep, that's the story.
Just the most ridiculous concert.
you can be known as like the famous bard that like if you hear this certain tune, you die.
Yeah, legit.
And that's the spell.
It's basically Metalocalypse.
It
that's what
is.
this spell is. This spell lets you basically be Metalocalypse.
Go to the concert and everybody just dies. Yeah. Because they're just like...
Yeah. And I think that's it for me.
I like that ending spell. That's good.
I feel like we had to end on a big note.
Yeah. Well, we both ended on pretty, but that's it.
Contagion was ridiculous. I love that spell. I definitely want to take a look at that one a little bit more now if I ever want to do a druid. Yeah. But I guess that's it from us then.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a handful of spells. Yeah. There's so much out there.
Yeah, we just limited to like bards and druids.
That's just bards and druids.
I know. Yeah, and those are just the ones we liked. Because there's other good ones I saw too, where I'm like, oh, like these are clutch spells. Like you're crazy to not have them.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are just psychic scream though. Contagion.
I like it.
I like Contagion a lot actually.
I just think the scream is death metal.
It's basically death metal.
It is. Yeah. I mean,
Oh god.
I like it.
It's basically what the mind flayers do. I think they have an ability similar to
that. I can see that happening. Yeah.
They're all about the mind blasts.
Right. That would make sense.
All right. Well, I guess we'll figure out what we're going to talk about next time as far as D&D concerns.
Right. And there's so much. So
yeah. We'll see what we come up with.
We can Well, we'll just decide when the time comes.
Yeah.
So.
All right then. Until next time, guys.
We'll see you in the next episode
of D&D.
Talks D&D.
Yeah.